Have you ever gotten so lost in a book that the world around you disappeared? It turns out, while you're flipping pages or scrolling through an e-reader, something extraordinary is happening in your brain. Reading doesn't just entertain or inform us, it literally rewires our neural pathways. Let's explore the science behind why reading books changes your brain. In a world of constant notifications and scrolling, reading is like mental weightlifting. When you sit down with a book, your brain has to sustain attention over time. This activates the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for focus and decision-making. Unlike scanning short content online, reading forces your brain to filter out distractions and maintain concentration. This is known as deep reading. MRI studies show increased activity in the left temporal cortex, the region linked to language processing and comprehension. The more you read, the more efficient this area becomes. Over time, this strengthens your attentional control, helping you focus better not just when reading, but in daily life. Reading fiction, in particular, doesn't just tell you what a character feels, it makes you feel it. When you read about someone else's thoughts, struggles, or emotions, your brain activates the default mode network, a system of regions tied to introspection, imagination, and empathy. It also lights up the medial prefrontal cortex, the same area used when we try to understand other people in real life. This process is called theory of mind, our ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. In fact, studies show that people who read literary fiction score higher on tests of emotional intelligence and social perception. So, in a real neurological sense, reading makes us more empathetic human beings. Reading also gives your memory a serious boost. As you follow a story, your brain has to store character arcs, plot points, settings, and timelines. This strengthens connections in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Neuroscientists have found that reading increases both working memory, what you're thinking about now, and long-term memory, what you store for later use. Even more remarkable, a study from Emory University showed that after reading a novel, participants showed heightened connectivity in the brain's language centers, and those changes lasted for days. In other words, your brain holds onto the experience of reading like a kind of mental residue, reinforcing learning and recall. So, the next time you open a book, remember you're not just absorbing words. You're training your focus. You're building your empathy. You're strengthening your memory. And with every page, your brain becomes just a little more powerful. So read often, read deeply, and let your brain grow one story at a time. Like what you heard? Subscribe for more brain science, book insights, and the hidden power of reading.